Imagine facing life's harshest storms, betrayal, failure, heartbreak, and standing firm like a rock, unwavering, unaffected. The world may be chaotic, but within you, there's an impenetrable calm. This is the power of Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that doesn't just teach you to endure, but to master life itself. What if you could see through the illusions that cloud most people's judgment? What if you could think and act with an unshakable clarity, turning obstacles into stepping stones and outsmarting even your fiercest competitors? In this video, we dive deep into the 10 Stoic keys that give you the mental edge. These timeless principles have shaped emperors, warriors, and philosophers. Now it's your turn to harness their profound wisdom. Prepare to unlock the secret mental frameworks that transform ordinary moments into extraordinary victories. This is more than just surviving. It's about thriving in a world full of distractions and chaos. Are you ready to outsmart everyone around you? The journey begins now. Key 1. Master the inner citadel. Life is chaos. The world around us spins wildly, pulling us in every direction. Yet, amidst this storm, there exists a fortress, a place of serenity, where no external force can touch us. This fortress is not built of stone, but forged in the heart. It is the inner citadel. The first key of Stoicism is mastery over this citadel. It's not enough to face the world with courage. You must cultivate unshakable control over your own mind. In the chaos of life, the greatest victory is the victory over yourself. Without this mastery, you are a leaf tossed on the wind, carried away by every whim and impulse. With it, you are the storm. To master the inner citadel is to become impervious to external forces. It's to strip away the distractions, the desires, and the doubts that bind you to the fickle nature of the world. When you control your inner world, the outer world loses its power over you. The opinions of others, the failures, the insults, they no longer matter. You become like the immovable mountain, standing firm no matter how fierce the winds of life may blow. Here's the truth. When you can master your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions, you hold the key to outsmarting everyone around you, because those who let the world dictate their inner state are slaves to it. But you become the master. The world is your canvas, and you paint it with purpose, not reaction. Mastering the inner citadel is the key to true freedom. It is the power to remain calm in the storm, to rise above the noise, and to always act with clarity. The Stoic mind does not tremble, it does not bend. It stands, unwavering, in the face of everything that seeks to sway it. When you master your inner citadel, you don't just outsmart others, you outsmart yourself, your doubts, your fears, your insecurities. And when you do that, the world becomes your plaything. You become unshakable. And when you're unshakable, the world has no choice but to bend to your will. Master the inner citadel, and you will master everything. Key 2. Amor fati. Love your fate. In a world that feels as though it's constantly slipping through our fingers, where plans crumble and hope fades, one powerful idea stands unshaken, unwavering against the tempest. Amor fati. Love your fate. The Stoics believe that everything that happens, every setback, every heartbreak, every defeat, is not a curse. No, it's the very material from which we shape our greatness. Amor fati demands that we do more than endure hardship. It urges us to embrace it, to love it as if it were the exact thing we needed for our growth, for our evolution. Because here's the truth: you cannot control what life throws at you, but you can control how you meet it. You can choose to be a slave to fate, bitter and resentful, or you can rise above, choose to love it, to see it as part of your journey, part of your destiny. What if you viewed every setback as a gift? What if each obstacle was not an enemy, but a partner in your success? Amor fati teaches us that life's struggles are not interruptions. They are the pathway to our strength, to our resilience. So take the weight of your hardships and carry them with pride. Love them, cherish them, because what you fear most may be exactly what you need to become who you were always meant to be. Key 3. The obstacle is the way. In a world that glorifies the easy path, Stoicism offers us a radical truth. The obstacle is the way. Every challenge, every setback, every barrier placed in our path, this is not an enemy to avoid. This is the arena where we fight for growth, for strength, for wisdom. Imagine this. You're walking along, and suddenly a massive wall appears. The typical reaction: fear, anger, frustration. We all want to turn around and to look for the shortcut, to avoid the hard road. But in that very wall is the secret to our next level of greatness. What if I told you that the wall isn't the problem? It's your perception of the wall that holds you back. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca knew that in every trial lies the very thing you need to grow. They understood that obstacles don't stop us, they define us. When you face adversity, you don't retreat, you engage. You confront the obstacle directly, knowing that in doing so, you are shaping yourself into something stronger, wiser, more resilient. It is the obstacle itself that forges your character, turning you into someone who outsmarts not just the world, but your own limitations. So next time you encounter an obstacle, don't ask, "Why me?" Instead, ask, "What can I learn from this?" The obstacle is your teacher, and through it, you become unbreakable. Remember, the obstacle is the way, the pain is the path, the struggle is your greatest opportunity. Embrace it. Key 4. Memento mori. Remember you must die. In the hustle of everyday life, it's so easy to forget the one undeniable truth that defines our existence. We are all mortal. Memento mori. Remember you must die. This isn't a morbid or depressing thought. It's the most profound and liberating realization you can have. The Stoics understood this. They didn't fear death. They embraced it. For them, death wasn't a distant event to be ignored, but an ever-present companion, a reminder to live fully, purposefully, and in the moment. The ancient Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius would often write in his journals, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." By remembering that death is always looming, we don't just accept our mortality, we use it. The Stoics believed that if we live every day as though it could be our last, we would make every moment count. It forces us to question our actions, to ask ourselves, what really matters? Are we chasing after fleeting pleasures, wasting time on trivial matters, or are we living with purpose, cultivating virtue and striving for excellence? Memento mori makes us ask the big questions. Am I living the life I truly want to live? not one dictated by others or by social expectations, but by the values I hold dear. It brings clarity to the mind, cutting through distractions and reminding us of the preciousness of every second. Remember, you must die. In this there is power. In this there is freedom. Because once you realize that your time is finite, you will stop letting fear or procrastination hold you back. You will stop worrying about what others think and start living authentically. This is the ultimate Stoic lesson: to die before you die, so that you can live fully before you go. Key 5. Control the controllable. In every moment of your life, you are confronted with a choice: to surrender to the world's chaos or to stand as a pillar of tranquility. The Stoics knew this well. You are the only thing you can control. Your thoughts, your actions, your responses. Everything else is a fleeting illusion. The world will always be unpredictable. It will throw obstacles in your way, provoke you, test your limits. But this is the very crucible where your strength is forged. The power lies not in what happens to you, but in how you choose to respond. Will you let the anger of the road rage, the bitterness of the argument, or the cruelty of fate sway your mind? Or will you rise above? In the end, it's not the storm that defines you, it's how you stand within it. Remember this: you cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how you react. You cannot command the wind, but you can choose whether or not you let it knock you down. Master yourself, and you master your destiny. Control the controllable, and the world will bend to your will. Key 6. Practice voluntary discomfort. In a world where comfort reigns supreme, there's one path that will elevate you above the masses: the path of voluntary discomfort. We live in an age of excess. Softness surrounds us, whispering that pleasure is the goal. But the Stoics, they knew better. They understood that growth doesn't come from ease. It comes from struggle. The great Stoic, Epictetus, taught us that true strength lies not in avoiding hardship, but in choosing it willingly. To practice voluntary discomfort is to face the hard truths of life. It's about choosing the discomfort, embracing it, and in that embrace, discovering the unshakable resilience within you. Not because you have to, but because you choose to. When you seek discomfort, you detach yourself from the fleeting pleasures that chain others to their desires. You learn to live with less, to be unfazed by the absence of luxuries. You become the master of your mind, not the victim of your whims. This is where true power lies: in the fire of adversity, in choosing the cold, the hunger, the toil, not as punishments, but as opportunities to forge your soul in the crucible of life. The greatest minds, the warriors of old and the leaders of tomorrow, are those who seek voluntary discomfort, because only those who step into the fire can emerge unscathed, ready to conquer whatever life throws their way. Remember this: the path to greatness is not paved with comfort. It's paved with voluntary discomfort. Seek it, embrace it, and become the master of your own fate. Key 7. Say no more often. In a world drowning in demands, distractions, and the noise of others' expectations, there's a quiet strength in simply saying no. We are surrounded by voices, each one demanding something: more of your time, more of your energy, more of your attention. The world insists you be everywhere, do everything, please everyone, but here's the truth: you can't. The Stoics knew this well. They understood that our time is limited, our energy finite. To be truly free, to truly live with purpose, You must guard what you give away. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to say no. Saying no isn't just a rejection. It's a declaration of your values, a recognition of your priorities. It is a conscious choice to reclaim your time, your focus, your soul. The ability to say no is a shield against the endless barrage of distractions, the temptations to wander off course. It is a weapon in your arsenal, cutting through the noise of life, leaving only the sound of your own heartbeat. When you say no, you are choosing to protect what truly matters. You are choosing your peace, your integrity, your growth. To master yourself, you must learn this simple but profound truth. Not every opportunity is worth seizing. Not every request is worth honoring. Saying no is not weakness, it is strength. The strength to control what enters your life and to leave only that which serves your greater purpose. So ask yourself, what will you say no to today? Key 8. View from above. This Stoic principle invites you to elevate your perspective, not just physically but mentally and emotionally. It is the art of stepping back and seeing the grand scheme of things. When you're caught in the turbulence of life, emotions rise like storm clouds, angry, impatient, reactive. But the Stoic who practices the view from above rises above it all. They lift their eyes from the petty squabbles, the fleeting frustrations, and the noise of the world. Ask yourself, what does it all mean? The struggles, the setbacks, the triumphs, the losses. From the ground, every detail feels urgent, overwhelming, necessary. But from above, they are mere specks on a map, fleeting moments in an endless cycle of life. The view from above is the practice of remembering the transience of life. It is a profound act of detachment. You are not the chaos. You are not the anger, the jealousy, the fleeting desire. You are the one who observes them, detached, unshaken. When you cultivate this perspective, you unlock freedom. You free yourself from the emotional chains that bind most people. You become a force of quiet strength, a rock in the middle of an emotional storm. From above, you see not just your life, but the lives of all those around you. You see how each struggle is temporary, each pain, a wave that crashes and then recedes. You understand that nothing is permanent, and in that realization lies your power. Remember, the view from above isn't about escaping life. It's about seeing it clearly, unclouded by the fleeting distractions that imprison most minds. It's about stepping into your true power by embracing the big picture. Rise above, see through the noise, and in that clarity you will find peace. Key 9. Turn the other cheek, not from weakness, but power. There's a power in silence, a strength that doesn't need to scream, a force that doesn't need to retaliate. In a world that demands instant responses, that thrives on conflict, there is something profound in the simple act of turning the other cheek. We've all been there. The sting of an insult, the fire of offense. The world tells you to fight back, to stand your ground, to return every blow. But what if the true power lies not in the battle, but in the choice not to fight? This is not weakness. No. To turn the other cheek is not to submit. It is to rise above the storm. It is an act of control, of inner mastery, of not allowing the world to dictate your peace. It's not the reaction of a coward, but of a warrior who knows that their strength lies not in violence but in restraint. When you turn the other cheek, you take back your power. You refuse to be a slave to your emotions. You choose the high road. And the world, it trembles before your calm, your stillness, your unshakable strength. Remember, the greatest warriors don't fight every battle. They choose their battles wisely, and they know that victory isn't always won with fists. Sometimes it's won with silence, with composure, with choosing the path of peace when the world calls for war. To turn the other cheek is to show the world that you control your fate. And that, my friend, is power. Key 10. Live according to nature, logos. Imagine for a moment a force that transcends all the noise, all the chaos that surrounds us every single day. A force that speaks not to your emotions, but to your essence. This force is logos, the guiding principle of nature itself. The Stoics believed that to live in harmony with logos was to live in harmony with reality, not what you wish it to be, not what you feel it should be, but what it is in its rawest, purest form. And here's the profound truth. By aligning with logos, you don't just survive life, you outsmart it. Look around you. The world is filled with distractions, emotions running wild, and opinions screaming for attention. But amidst all of this, logos stands as a quiet beacon of clarity. It's the rational order that guides the universe, the perfect harmony between thought and action, between the mind and nature. When you align your life with logos, you step into a flow that everyone else is too distracted to notice. You begin to see the bigger picture. You stop fighting the currents of life and start moving with them. It's not about controlling everything. It's about embracing the way things are meant to be. It's about accepting the world with all its imperfections and acting with wisdom in the face of it. To live according to logos is to understand that everything has a purpose. Every challenge, every setback, every person you encounter, they are part of the grand design. The world doesn't work against you, it works through you. And when you understand this, you realize that you are not just a player in life's game, you are its master. So ask yourself, are you living according to nature's design? Are you aligning with the logos, or are you fighting it? Stay true to what is real, live by the wisdom of the Stoics, and outsmart life. As you walk away from these 10 Stoic keys, remember this: life will never stop testing you. It will throw obstacles, frustrations, and challenges your way. But the power to remain unshaken, to rise above it all, is already within you. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy path, but it does offer a path of unmatched clarity, strength, and resilience. The world may try to control you, to sway you with distractions, but with these Stoic principles you become the master of your own mind, your own fate. Embrace the discomfort. Lean into the struggle. The art of outsmarting others isn't just about outwitting them, it's about mastering yourself. The true power lies in your ability to remain calm amidst the storm, to turn every setback into a stepping stone. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for growth. So ask yourself, will you let the world dictate your responses, or will you choose to rise above it, embodying the Stoic way with every action, every thought? The choice is yours, and remember, with Stoicism you are never truly defeated, you are always evolving. Stay focused, stay resilient, and above all, stay Stoic.